scandal as a new report claims he gave his family special access to COVID-19 tests at the start of the pandemic. The report alleges that Cuomo let his family skip the line for testing, a violation of New York's Constitution, which bars state officials from using their position to gain privilege for themselves and others. Here to react is New York State GOP Chairman Nick Langworthy. Nick, it turns out that he didn't just let his family get ahead of the line. It looks like maybe some pharmaceutical executives that he is friends with also got the tests.
Well, thank you for having me back. This is classic Andrew Cuomo. We see abuse of the office of the Department of Health. You know, yesterday was the one-year anniversary of his executive order preventing allowing COVID-positive patients to be put back into nursing homes without testing. And now we find out that Andrew Cuomo was using valet service to deliver testing to, his friends, his family, his brother at CNN, and now a executive at a big healthcare company that are massive supporters of his. This is a gross abuse of power, and I think it's a violation of our public officers law.
Absolutely. Well, here's what his office has to say about it. They said in the early days of the pandemic, when there was a heavy emphasis on contact tracing, we were absolutely going above and beyond to get people testing, including in some instances going to people's homes. Among those we assisted were members of the general public, including legislators, reporters, state workers, and their families. They didn't mention his family or the pharmaceutical executive, which is kind of interesting. Listen, I've been seeing these polls coming out, and New Yorkers overwhelmingly say they still want the governor to stay in office despite all these scandals. And I have to tell you, as somebody who's not from New York, I live in the middle of the country, I can't understand why New Yorkers still want him in office, why he hasn't yet been impeached.
Well, we called for the governor's impeachment very early on because I believe he's committed crimes, and his chief of staff admitted to obstruction of justice with the nursing home data was stripped out of a report because it cut against the book deal that he cut, and he's personally profited off the loss of so many. We believe that the impeachment process that they have announced is somewhat of a sham. We are pushing very hard, but there are many New Yorkers day by day that see this governor's continued pattern of abuse of power, that he has taken every single element of our government, including COVID response, and politicized it and abused it for his own personal power and gain. And he is wearing very thin on the public. This begs the question of how many donors have also got to cut the line on testing, or how many donors have cut the line on the vaccine distribution. Right. That's something that we don't know yet.
Yeah, there's a lot still coming out, so we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for joining us, Nick. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.